Hey guys, welcome to Sunshine's Reform Training Episode 2. Now, the reason that I stopped Episode 1 when I did is, first of all, there was a lot of content to go over, and we did that. But second of all, at around that time, so like March 15th, that is when Michaela decided to go home for spring break, which meant that we sort of had to stop Reform Training. She and I also spent a lot of time talking about the fact that we thought it was maybe not possible to get through all of those goals in the 1 month time frame that we set. So we had a conversation sort of talking about what did she actually want out of Reform Training? Was it that she wanted all these things fixed? Was it that she wanted some of these things fixed? Or was it more that she just wanted Sunshine to be able to walk with her for graduation and attend her graduation party? After talking about it extensively, Michaela decided that she really just wanted Sunshine to be able to walk with her for graduation, and that we would sort of worry about anything that wasn't specifically related to that at the end of her college career and, during this summer. So that's what we have been doing. We created a new list of goals this summer that we're working on now, but we decided to use the time that we had from basically after spring break to when Michaela graduated. We decided to use that time specifically to make sure that Sunshine was going to be perfect walking at graduation and perfect at her graduation party. So this episode is actually starting on April 10th, because that's kind of when we got back into working on things. I know it's literally like a whole month later, but it's basically when we were able to start again. We had started training a little bit, but I don't have clips from that. So basically what we were working on specifically in this episode, like after April 10th, was making sure that she had specific skills that were needed for her to walk at graduation. So healing had to be perfect. She couldn't be sniffing at people or items. And we had to make sure that any distraction would not faze her. So big thing was definitely the dog reactivity stuff. And she kind of was having issues hyper-focusing on children and sniffing people and items. So we needed to make sure that we worked through those things as well. And Michaela had a couple tasks that she was concerned that if Sunshine couldn't do those at graduation, it would not be a good experience for her. So we wanted to make sure that Sunshine had those tasks down as well. So on April 10th, we went out to the city and went to a bunch of different pet stores just to kind of jumpstart our training and kind of see where she was at in terms of reactivity and easily distractibility, basically. We started this outing out by just doing a quick heel like around the full store and allowing her to sort of like gain her bearings after having not worked for a couple days. So this was really helpful to her in order to allow her to get back into the working mindset.
Hi, Sunscreen. Sunscreen, what you doing today? Can you paw? Use your paw. Yeah.
Here, I'm just working with Sunshine on some healing. She was struggling a little bit with turns, so I decided to do a couple with her to sort of get her back in the groove of it before we moved on with training.
Huh?
I was just trying to figure out what's going on with the turn.
Fix it, Felix. She's doing a good job of checking in with you. Or watching you, I mean.
There. Slow down. So at this point, we just worked on heel. Having her focus on me was really important because we wanted to make sure that she would focus on Michaela when she was walking across the stage. And we also had her practice her settle and down stays while people were walking past, just to make sure that she wasn't focused on those other people and she was instead either focused on her handler or just kind of settled and calm. If you've never been to a college graduation, you might not know this, but basically there's a lot of sitting and standing around for a long period of time while speeches are given and that sort of thing. It's definitely expected that Sunshine would be really chill and calm during that time, so that's sort of what I was expecting from her here, is just her ability to be calm and be settled and stay in one place and not be disruptive while things are going on around her. This section of the clip is really long because of the fact that we spent so much time having her practice her settle and practice her downstay ability while people were walking around and while I was doing distracting things. So we had a lot of clips like this that I probably won't include in this video that are basically just her laying down and waiting for us to give her another command. Here you can see that another dog passed us, and the other dog was pretty interested in Sunshine and Arlo, and Sunshine sort of, kind of without, like, prompting, just sort of got up and ran over towards us. This was sort of the stage when I realized that we definitely had to work on her reactivity a little more before graduation, because I didn't want her to be afraid of other dogs at graduation. She definitely recovered well from this, but I wanted to make sure that we, nipped it in the bud as soon as possible. Then we went to another place, and I had Michaela do some practice with her in ignoring another dog. So she got kind of distracted by this other dog, but I had them sort of work through it together as a team.
Leave it. Leave it. Yes! Good job! Leave it.
Don't stand between her and the distraction, stand on the side. There you go. See, then she makes the choice to look at you. Good.
The next day on April 11th, we started out the day with puzzle time and Sunshine getting a shred box, because that's kind of the structure we added during her time reform training, and that's kind of all we did for the day to let her decompress from the day before. And then on April 13th, Michaela had a doctor's appointment, so we did that, and then we went to the pet store and trained a little bit, not for too long. We did really short session, but we also took some Easter photos. I thought they turned out really cute. And then once we got home, there was actually a lot of cars driving around, so I was able to do a nice structured training session out by the street where the cars were, and we did really good with ignoring those distractions. Then on April 14th, we went to a different pet store. This one was Petland. You guys have probably seen us vlog here before. And we didn't really film a ton, but I did take a couple pictures of them training near the puppy cages, and then obviously we worked on some stuff when we got home. As you can see here, I have a little bowl of food, and then a bowl of food at the end, and then some, like, food trash. And basically what I'm working on here is just her ignoring those things as I'm calling her from one end of the room to the other, and her being able to walk past them without being too interested or sniffing or eating them. She did really well with this, but we had to work on it for quite a while for her to get to that point. We went back to Petland on April 18th after a couple days of working on stuff at home to get this clip.
Sunshine, can you leave it? Not yet. Not yet.
You put her back so that.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, maybe for the.
On April 27th, we spent a while at Michaela's parents' house to work on how we were planning on having Sunshine and Toby, like, behave during Michaela's graduation party, because it was at Michaela's parents' house, so we wanted to make sure we had a plan for both dogs during the event. Then on April 29th, we took her to our university's bowling alley to work on stuff there, and she did so well.
Settle. Sunshine, settle.
Oh!
April 30th was a pretty big day. We woke Sunshine up pretty early, and we gave her her food and supplements in her crate, and then we headed out to go train. We started at Farm and Fleet, where we worked around the chicks, and she got to sort of practice around them, and then we went to Joanne's, where we had her sort of like take her vest off and just sort of see how she would do without her vest, because the goal was that we wanted her to be able to not be vested at the party. So since Joanne's, this one in particular, is pet friendly, we took her vest off and just had her like work without it, basically. She did really well. It wasn't something I was super concerned about. She did fine, so that was definitely labeled a success in my book.
Okay, Arlo, find Michaela. Good job. That's a good boy.
Hi, Lolo.
And then we went to Chuck E. Cheese. Now, the reason that we went here is because there are a lot of noises. There's kids running around. There's a lot of games. There's lights. There's noises. There's smells. It's loud. It's really distracting. So I wanted to be sure that Sunshine could be, number one, calm in an environment like that, and number two, could work in an environment like that, because being calm and working are two very separate things. So we came here the first time to make sure that she was able to be calm, and then the second time that we come here later is to make sure that she can work in this environment. And it was really nice to have Michaela see that Sunshine is capable of something like this as long as we work through it with her.
Oh God. He got really close to touching you and I got afraid. No, don't, stop. Don't touch him.
Overall, I definitely feel like taking her there was a good idea because it exposed her to a lot of new sounds, sights, things, especially like the animatronics, and they had like the costumes and stuff like that. I didn't get a ton of footage because I was definitely working with them, but overall, awesome experience, and 10 out of 10 would recommend taking your service dog in training to an arcade or something similar when they're ready for it. So this one was significantly shorter. I do feel like this is a good stopping point though, because this is the end of April, so that was the last training session that we did in April. And obviously not all of our training sessions here are documented. We definitely worked on new things every single day. However, a lot of these are just the ones that I was able to film or take pictures of. So I hope that this has been like helpful so far. Our last episode will be of May and all the training we did in May, and you know, her graduation, Michaela's graduation. So that is the next video that I will be doing on this series. But for right now, I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, you can definitely ask them in the comments down below, or send an email to my YouTube email, which is always in the description, or to my Instagram, wherever. You can definitely reach out and I will answer anything that you may want to ask. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in whatever I make next. Bye!